If we want to talk about humanity as a driver of change, we need to look at the figures. And we can see the increase in many socioeconomic trends due to the humanity. This all began during the Industrial Revolution, and the measurements go up to 2000. And this is an illustration of how the changes have affected many things, from going to the construction of large dams, transportation, the population, of course, that's the leading one, and paper production and other things. But even things we have assessed this acceleration based on many different enterprises. So these things, this rapid use of resources and production of goods, it's what defines the Great Acceleration. This is another example to look at the Great Acceleration as to see as the humanity as the driver of change. This is the population change from 1960 through 2009, and in 1,000 millions of people, okay? So we have these wealthy and developing countries in red, and in blue, the wealthy ones. And we can see how the changes have occurred depending on the economic growth. So a simple way to estimate the overall impact of the Great Acceleration on the global environment is via the IPAT identity, where the impact is the aggregate of changes in population, affluence, and technology, and affluence as an indicator for consumption. So the idea behind this equation is that an increasing population or affluence will have a proportional increase in impact. Likewise, any improvement in technology will lead to a proportional decrease in impact. And this is why technology is so important on defining the final state of the Anthropocene. So now analyze the volume box that is presented, showing the overall impact, and the three axes represent the drivers of the PAT, right? The enormous increase in the volume of the box from 1950 to 2011, relative to the 1900s to the 1950 period, show the Great Acceleration. Also evident is the change in the relative importance of the factors. From 1900 to 1950, the population, the consumption, and technology had roughly equal effects, while from the 1950 to the present, consumption and technology have become dominant factors driving environmental impacts. In this figure, we present global scale changes in the Earth system as a result of the dramatic increase in human activity. The first one is atmospheric CO2 concentration. Then we also have NOx, we have methane, and we have percentage of total column ozone loss over Antarctica. And we also have natural disasters, and we have other factors that are being defined or quantified. So of the top 6 panels, increases in the 3 well-known greenhouse gases can be, by no question, linked to anthropogenic sources, right? And the role of human-made chemicals in the reduction of stratospheric ozone has been beyond doubt for some time. Three of these remain debate only on a human causation of the rise in northern hemisphere temperature and the increase in large floods. As humans are terrestrial creatures, we focus more on the planetary environmental things that are occurring only on land, like degradation and deforestation, or the atmosphere, rather than things that are happening in the ocean. However, in terms of planetary stewardship, the ocean is by no question important in the Earth's functioning of the system. So later on, we will see how this is what is the role of the oceans. The concept of Earth system goods and services is an effective framework to explore the important roles of the ocean. Providing services include food, medicine, and fresh water via desalinization. So let's go back to the first figure that we presented about the increase in economic aspects or technological developments. Some important changes have occurred in the characteristics of the human enterprise around the end of the 20th century. So from these figures, we can see that the humans are the driver of the great acceleration in the Earth. And now we want to understand what are the limits of this great acceleration. And to understand the limits of the great acceleration, we're going to start thinking on the concept of the limits of the planet.